Doesn't want to risk losing any of them. So he scouts these roaches coming out. All he has is the Hellions and a few two Marines. Could be in a really bad position, actually. One tank coming out. These roaches. Oh man. Well, okay. Now that the tank's out, there's a little bit better shot of surviving here. There's a SCV up there to repair. Another factory being produced. So this is straight mech play from Ran. Not wasting any time. So many factories going down, and he managed to repel that small roach attack. One roach maybe went down there, and only 5 returning home, 1 in the orange. And now he's moving out for the expansion with 3 factories down, and I think you really do need an expo. And oh my god, another factory. This man is going massive mech style here. Floating a barracks off to scout, so he doesn't even care about having Marines. We see the Baneling nest going down. Lair Tech is about to finish. I have a little bit of time left on there. But, I mean, Mutalisk could really mess things up here. We don't see an armory yet, so there's no chance for Thors in the near future. With this many factories, you need to get an armory sometime soon. It was good to get upgrades for those units. So poking around with these blue flame Hellions, taking the tower. Plenty of units here for defense. We're getting Banelings, Speedlings. Only 3 Marines, so some air from Stolen Panda could really ruin Ran's day. Scouting around with this barracks, I think he saw the 3rd. Yes, he did. His Hellions getting caught by a lot of these units here. I think there were a few Lings in there getting roasted by the blue flame, but it was pretty much just the roaches. And now this Speedling is going to see that there's not a whole lot here. His barracks is going to burn down, and when he loses this barracks, he's actually not going to be able to produce factories, I believe. So he's going to need to rebuild a barracks. Yep, he can only build armories and starports with 4 factories down. So if he wants to add more factories to his build later, he's going to need to get another racks. He's getting his 3rd set up outside his natural, and Stolen Panda just finishing his 3rd. He's in a pretty good economic lead. If we take a look at the supply count, the players are pretty much even now. And Mech does take a lot of supply for Terran, and it's very strong. He's getting level 1 upgrades. We do see the melee attacks level 1 about to finish for Stolen Panda. He's getting hooks for the Banelings, and now the Spire about halfway done. And without Thors, there are 3 Thors in production, so, I mean, but if this army gets destroyed, it's very hard to rebuild Terran Mech. And even a 4th going down for Stolen Panda, and yeah, I mean, he's just expanding straight out into the middle of the map. I feel like on this map it might be a good choice to take a far expansion, like somewhere out here. You know, have more bases, keep the Terran spread out, but he's just expanding in the natural progression for his base. And beautiful creep spread, pretty much making a highway straight to his enemy's base, and even surrounding like the center of the map. And, I mean, but this tank, Hellion, and Thor Force is getting pretty nice to look at here. This is some heavy Terran mech. A few Marines scouting here, and I don't think let's see if he can see. Yes, he does have vision of the rocks going down, but is he paying attention? This is going to open up a nice avenue of attack. And there are 6 mutas about to pop for Stolen Panda. Take a look at the units tab. 4 Thors, 4 tanks, 3 Marines, 9 Blue Flame Hellions. And they're going up against 40 Lings, 6 mutas, 5 roaches, and 18 Banelings. So is this mech composition going to be able to hold up is the question. Will he micro it well enough? The Zerg just expanding. He is a base ahead, as he should be. I mean, as far as like from a macro standpoint, everything is fairly even. Slight lead. If you take a look at Harvesters, 65 to 81, so really Stolen Panda is quite far ahead. Level 2 weapon upgrades coming for those mech units, though. And I feel like in the upgrade department, he might be well, pretty even, actually. Level 2 melee attacks. And so probably going to be transitioning into Ultralist late game against mech. I think I might have missed the Muta harass. These Mutas are a little bit hurt. Taking a look at workers count, he's only killed one SCV this whole game. Five drones killed only. And he is pulling a lot of SCVs. I think he's getting ready to make his stand here. Another expansion going for Stolen Panda. And this is a lot of creep. That's a lot of Zerglings and Banelings, but I know from experience that Thors with level 2 upgrades, they might not have it by then, do pretty well against that many Lings, and all these Blue Flame Hellions are going to do extremely well. The Banelings just rolling into everything up there. They had hooks, but the army just decimated in about 2 seconds, and all that's left is a small group of Thors, SCVs, a handful of Hellions, and if we take a look at units lost, let me pull up the lost tab, we see that 6,900 resources demolished from the Zerg army. He's lost 145, only 39 units lost for the Terran. That was funny to see the Zerglings and Banelings kind of roll up. Blue Flame Hellions getting off like one massive blast and just, watching all those Lings incinerate. The Banelings actually did get a pretty good shot off against all those Hellions. If we take a look at the Hellion numbers at this point, he's down to 10. I know he had a lot more than that. And as far as like remaxing though, Stolen Panda is doing a really good job, but a lot of, actually they have almost even supply tied up in Harvester, 71, 79. And now making the move toward Roaches, but his Roaches are not as upgraded as his Speedlings. I'm kind of surprised that he's transitioned to Roaches without the upgrades. Now he's starting to upgrade that. Pathogen Blend's almost done for Infestors, but we don't see any Infestors on the field yet. He hasn't produced any, even though Pathogen Blend's almost done. We do see a lot of scans going down to take out some of this creep spread, but even so, he's not going to eliminate a lot of it. A few Lings trying to be in position for flanking. He's brought a lot of SCVs along for the ride here. They are on auto repair, but they're going after the Hellions, and they just fall to the front lines. They need to be behind the units. These Thors just can't hold up to the numbers here. The tanks were not sieged quick enough. The Roaches doing their job very well. And even though those Thors have level 2 weapon upgrades, it just fell to those Roaches, who have level 2 armor upgrades, about to have level 1 damage, and Neural Parasite coming down 4 Infestors. So this is where things are going to get very scary for our Terran player. And like I said, he's down to 100 and already back up to 165 Stolen Panda. So this is where it gets very tough for a Terran off of 4 factories to remax his army. Looks like he's trying to take another expansion, but since the beginning of the game, he hasn't really built any more production facilities. I don't even think he has a barracks anymore. He can't build any more factories, even if he wanted. So I think Ran getting in kind of a bad position here. And right now, Stolen Panda just sending out scouts to all the bases. He's taking yet another. This is going to be his 6th base. Oh my god. That is a very frightening thing. A Terran to be down that 3 bases, pretty much. And I mean, both of their mains are mined out by this point, or very nearly. And he's kind of pushing onto the creep with these Thors, and just trying to remove some of the creep spread, but it's it's a tough thing to do. The creep is everywhere. And we do see Adrenal Glands going down, Zerg ground carapace level 3, melee attacks level 3, Terran vehicle weapons level 3 as well. So I mean they're doing pretty well. Greater Spire now finally from Stolen Panda. So we will be getting to see some Broodlords against this mech, and Ranran just trying to reproduce this mech army, and it's 199 to 63. And if we take a look at the units that are out on the map, 67 Lings, only 2 Mutalisks, 13 Roaches. And he, again, pulling SCVs. Every time he's pushed out, he's just been sending more SCVs. See if he micros them a little bit better this time. They're faster than most of these units, except for the Hellions, of course. They tend to get a little bit ahead. This Muta's getting lost up there, and SCVs, please bring them back. Okay, he's working on that. And there's so many infestors up here. Neural Parasites going down. This is running everything in. You see a fungal going down on the SCVs in the back, and more Neurals taking out those Thors, and that army just mopped up so fast. He scans, but the scan does not. And knocked down the 72 supplies. Ranran saying this map is too big. GG. Okay, so Seek's saying that he wants to cast. I will invite him to the party. Ranran asking for Shattered Temple. He's hesitating a little bit. Yeah, Shattered, he says. Seeks went away, unfortunately. So you just have to give me a second here as I figure out what's going on. We are already in the semifinals. This is going to be game 2 between Stolen Panda and Ranran. I'm going to see if these guys are ready. They are both ready. Another ZVT coming your way. We're on MLG Shattered Temple. So the winner of this gets to play IDIOTEQUE in the finals game. The bronze match will be between DiabloThree and the loser of this game. The first three... first, second, and third place in the tournament will get a medal by their name in Reddit. First place also receives a month of Reddit Gold. So, we're playing for big stakes here today. rCraftGaming Open number 9. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here. And yeah, game 2. Oh! How is this not MLG? Okay, so our players a little confused there. Seeks is here. Let's find out what his Skype name is.